What if I told you that one of the shortest wars in history lasted less than an hour? No, not a day, not even a full hour, just about 38 minutes. This is the story of the Anglo-Zanzibar War, a conflict so brief, yet so intense, that it still holds the record as the shortest war ever recorded. But how does a war even start? And end in under an hour? Let's find out. To understand how this war happened, we need to go back to the late 19th century. At the time, Zanzibar, an island off the east coast of Africa, was an important trading hub. It dealt in spices, ivory, and unfortunately, slaves. The British Empire had strong influence over Zanzibar, even though it wasn't officially a colony. Instead, it was what we call a protectorate, meaning Britain controlled its foreign affairs and had major political influence. The ruler of Zanzibar was called the Sultan. Now, here's the key point. Britain wanted a friendly sultan, someone who would follow their interests. Everything changed on August 25, 1896. The Sultan at the time suddenly died. Almost immediately, his cousin, Khalid bin Barghash, seized the palace and declared himself the new sultan. There was just one problem. He didn't ask the British. And according to agreements at the time, no new sultan could take power without British approval. The British were not happy. They had their own candidate, someone more cooperative. So they sent Khalid an ultimatum. Step down, or face consequences. Khalid refused. Instead, he prepared for war. He gathered around 2,800 men, including soldiers and palace guards. He also had a few cannons and even a royal yacht armed with guns. But here's the thing. The British had warships. On the morning of August 27, 1896, the British gave Khalid one final deadline, 9 a.m. If he didn't surrender by then, they would open fire. Khalid stayed in the palace. 9 a.m. arrived, and right on time, the British ships began bombarding the palace. Cannons roared. Buildings were torn apart. The palace, mostly made of wood, quickly caught fire. Khalid's forces tried to fight back, but they were completely outmatched. Within minutes, their defenses collapsed. The royal yacht was sunk. The palace was in ruins. And then, at approximately 9:38 a.m., it was over. The war lasted between 38 and 45 minutes, depending on how you measure it. On the Zanzibar side, around 500 people were killed or wounded. On the British side, just one sailor was injured. Khalid fled the palace and escaped to the German consulate, where he was given asylum. Soon after, the British installed their chosen sultan. And just like that, the war ended. So why is this war important? First, it shows the overwhelming power of the British Empire at its peak. Second, it highlights how colonial influence shaped leadership in many regions. And finally, it reminds us that not all wars are long and drawn out. Some are decided almost instantly. The Anglo-Zanzibar War remains the shortest war in history, a bizarre but fascinating moment that feels almost unreal. A war that started and ended before most people could even react. If you found this story interesting, make sure to like the video and subscribe for more historical content. And let me know in the comments, what other unusual moments in history should we cover next? Thanks for watching.